Hello everybody. I'm just going to show you how to get Scratch on your own computer. So if you go to Google and you type in Scratch, S-C-R-A-T-C-H, and MIT developed it, so add MIT and hit return. You'll see the Scratch homepage here, but you can go straight to the download and click the download. And depending on what kind of computer you have at home, if you have a Mac or a PC, you can then click the one that you wish to download and you can start using it. So that's the first step. The second step is to open up Scratch and check out the interface. This little cat right in here is our character. Anything we want to move would be the character, and in Scratch they call it a sprite. I can move him around. I can also create a new sprite. In the Paint editor, you can create a new sprite, and if we're going to create something simple, like a little object that's going to float around, we can build it this way. We can also go in and change its color by using the fill tool, and we can also choose a color so that if I spill this into the black shape, it changes color. I'm going to say OK, and this will be exported to our stage. So here is one sprite, here's the other sprite, and now that we don't need this sprite, I can take the scissors at the top, which says delete when I roll over it, and delete the other sprite. So this could be a molecule, an atom, just pretty much anything you want, and we want to move it around to make it seem alive. Of all of these blue blocks on this side, these help to move it. So if I bring a move 10-step block into my workspace and double click it, the sprite moves. Our blue sphere moves. And the 10 steps can be increased to 50 steps by clicking in and changing it to 50. And now when I double click, it moves 5 times farther than before. And we can also use negative numbers. If I click in there and I put a negative, then it will move the opposite direction. So as we play with this, we want to remember that there is an axis on here, an X and a Y axis moving across. So if I'm moving up, the Y axis increases, and if I move down, the Y decreases. If I move to the right, the X increases, and if I move this way, the X decreases. So we can actually have it go to certain spots. So if I move this block up, and I move this block in, which says glide 1 second to a particular spot on the X and the Y, it will do that. I can also move it to a spot, double click it, and over here it puts those numbers right in there. It's at 113X and 74Y. If I move it down to here and double click it, it sends those numbers over to here. So now the ball is at negative 127X, negative 64Y. So what I can do is I put these together, and if I double click them, it moves back and forth. Now, in the control blocks, I can have something repeat. So I take this repeat, and when I bring it into my workspace, do you see how it has a kind of jaw around it, or an open spot? If I put that over all of them and drop it, now it's going to create a run command that will repeat 10 times what's inside of it. So let's just see what this looks like. Now we don't need to do all 10 of those, So I can hit the stop sign up here if I want to. Alright, now, if I want it to happen faster, rather than taking 1 second to make all that distance, I can go in here and I can make it a quarter second by doing period 2.5. And here I'll do the same thing. So we don't have to wait 10 repeats on here. I'm just going to repeat 3 times. If I double click on it, you can see how much faster it goes. Now, I can also duplicate this if I hold down my control at the same time I click it. So I'm going to hit duplicate. And there it is. And I'm going to put it right underneath. And I'm going to hit control and click again. And it's going to duplicate. So now I have 4 commands going. And I can have it do different things. So let's say if we're going to use an example from class where heat makes things move more quickly, I can have the first area move slowly, taking 1 second to move. I could have the next one move a little bit faster, 0.75. .75, a little bit faster, 0.5, 0.5, and then now if I click on the top, it will go slowly 3, faster 3, faster 3, faster 3. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so see if you can do that, and if you want to play with some other ideas, you can do that as well. You can change the color of your sprite, you can create a new sprite from the file, you can create a different background so that you can play with those sorts of things. But if you can just get this basic idea of moving and repeating and changing the speed, I think we'll be good for the next time we meet and talk about Scratch. Okay. Thanks for listening. Play around, have fun. See you soon.